Notes: 1. Jesus family. 1. B sub 104b B Sanhedrin 61a. 2. Lead who sketches mark on his flesh in his flesh ha Mesaret al Besaro. Tattooing one's body is generally forbidden even when it is not on a Sabbath. Hence the Talmud isn't talking about permanent tattoos, but rather about whether or not tattooing constitutes a violating of the Sabbath. 4. T sub 11:15. 5. This defection in B sub 104b Y sub 12:4 fold 13d, but did not Ben Stada bring forth witchcraft from Egypt precisely through this, namely through sketching or inscribing letter-like signs on skin. Hence, the Jerusalem does not speak just about tattoos on skin of one's body, but about all kinds of skin. 6. Ben Satra version of his name seems to be more original, at least here, since Satra is obviously a play on words with less saret to scratch inches. 7. In parallel in B Sanhedrin 67a is almost identical but put in a different context, namely the Messit, the person who seduces someone to idolatry. See below chapter 6. Interestingly enough, some manuscripts, MS Oxford OPB at vol 23 in sub 104b and MSS Yad Harav Herzog 1 and Kasture Royklin 2 in San 67a, as well as printed editions, Soncino in sub 104b and Bago in San 67a, continuously calls him the husband, his mother, Stara instead of Stada. The word Stara can also be vocalized as Sitra, Litzait, and Sitra could be played on words with Serita, the sketches tattoos, through which Ben Stada broke his witchcraft from Egypt. I do not want to suggest that Sitra could be an allusion to the Kabbalistic notion of Sitra Hara, the other side of evil, particularly in the Zohar. The Kasue manuscript 30th century might be too early for such a Kabbalistic reading of the Jesus story. Elahu Elaimo in MS Munich is clearly lithography. The other MSS of Sharp 104b read as follows. MS Spot 23. The husband was this Babos ben Yehuda, and rather his mother was Tada and his father Pandera. MS Vatican 108. The husband variant reading. The cohabiter was Babos ben Yehuda, and his mother was Tara addition, and he is Jesus the Nazarene. MS Vatican 187. After the name Ben Siteda, the following part is missing. Printed edition to Soncino. The husband was Papos ben Yehuda, and his mother was Tara. The message of Sanhedrin 67a, MS Munich 95. The husband was Papos ben Yehuda, but rather say Stada was his mother. MS Perez 2189. The husband was Papos ben Yehuda, but rather say his mother was Stada. MS Kaslu Royklin 2. The husband cohabiter was Papos ben Yehuda, but rather say his mother was Stada. MS Yad Arab Herzog, the husband was Papos ben Yehuda, but rather say his mother was Stada. Miriam in most manuscripts and printed editions, but in MS Munich only in Sanhedrin 67a, MS Vatican 108 had the unique and strange edition. His mother was Miriam, and his father Aboyai, Prince Nasi Nisya. El Se'ar is missing in all the manuscripts and appears only in the Vilna printed edition. See on this page the illuminating article by Barton L. Vysotsky, Mary modeling among the rabbis in Edom. Fathers of the World Essays in Rabbinic and Patristic Literatures, Tübingen, J.C.B. Moore, Paul Siebeck, 1995, pp. 85, 92. Vysotsky compares our passage with the one in Bihar for B. See below N19 and argues that they are made it into the Ashkenazi Talmud editions through Rashi's explanation, and that the original phrase was just Megadla Messiah, lead raiser of woman. Whatever the strange phrase could mean, he proposes that a confusion, or more likely a deliberate pun on Mary Magdalene and Mary, the mother of Jesus, was at work. See also below N22. Or Miriam, who played woman's hair. See Michael Sokolov, a dictionary of Jewish Babylonian Aramaic of the Talmudic and Gaonic periods, Ramat Gan, Bar Ilan University Press, 2002, S.V. Gedal. 2. The whole phrase is focalized in MS Yad Harav Herzog. The preceding Ella in MS Munir 95 on the sub 104b is again a lithography about her only in MS Munir sub 104b. On the variations of the later name, see below. I understand the first sentence as a question and not as a statement that anticipates the result of the following clarification. With the wonderful Hebrew play on was Baal Boel, the result that the name Ben Starter will accordingly be a matronymic instead of the customary patronymic does not seem to bother the rabbis of Pumbedita. The only direct parallel is Bihar for B, where the story is told about the angel of death who by mistake took Miriam, the children's nurse Megadla Dardake, instead of the long-haired Miriam Megadla Shear Nesaya. Lilith is the notorious demon who seduces men and endangers pregnant women. Rosa Parua bareheaded. It may even be that the Talmud conflates the two most important Marys in the New Testament, Mary the mother of Jesus and Mary of Magdalene, what of Jesus' female followers. Furthermore, the mortal woman in Luke chapter 7 verse 36 and 50, who was later identified with Mary Magdalene, see below, and who dried Jesus' feet with her hair, must have had very long hair. This is made explicit in Ms. Oxford at 423, 366. The husband was this purpose Ben Yehuda, and rather his mother was Tada and his father Pandera. More precisely, during the reign of Marcus Aurelius 161-180 CE, see John Grangacook, The Interpretation of the Old Testament Greco-Roman Paganism, Tübingen, Moore Siebeck, 2004, p. 55 with N1. Jew is an important link between the Gospel traditions, the Talmud, and the later Toldoth Jesu, and the traditions that he presents are clearly older than the 60s and 70s of the 2nd century CE. Origen Contra Celsum 128, translation according to Origen Contra Celsum, intro and notes by Henry Clodwick, Cambridge University Press, 1953, pp. 28-31. Ibid 132. See also Eusebius, Eclogae Propheticae 310. SCB Pampili Episcopi Caesariensis Eclogae Propheticae et Thomas Gaisford, Oxford, 1842, p. 11. The Jews argue maliciously that Jesus was fathered from a panther egg Pantheros. Only MS Vatican 108 identifies the child as Jesus Nazarene. See above and 9. T-Hul 222, Y sub 14D, Y AZ 22 40D, T-Hul 2
24c below pp 42 and 954. Hence, it does not come as a surprise that Ernst Haeckel in his notorious Weltrussell uses Jesus' non-Jewish father as proof that he was not purely Jewish but partially descended from the super-Aryan race. Ernst Haeckel, die Weltrussell Gemeinvertragsliche Studien über monistische Philosophie, Bonn, Emil Strauss, 9th edition, 1899, p. 339. Another almost contemporary author, the Christian theologian Tertullian, 2nd and early 3rd century CL, calls Jesus the son of a carpenter and a prostitute Quaesteria de Spectaculis 30 Siebev p. 112. Adoptais man der Name Pantera in Orientalische Studien th. Noldeke zum 16. Geburtstag voll 2 Gießen, a Troppelmann, 1906 pp. 871-875, I. Idem, Lee von Osten, Tübingen, J.C.B. Moore, P. Siebeck, 4th edition, 1923, p. 57, Meyer, Jesus von Nazareth, pp. 243, 264 ff. As Meyer, Jesus von Nazareth, p. 265, seems to suggest a tradition that obviously starts with the Egyptian magicians contending with Moses, Exodus chapter 7 until 12, on ancient Egypt magic. See Jan Assmann, Magic and Theology in Ancient Egypt, in Episodic Magic, a Princeton seminar and symposium at Peter Schaffer and Hans G. Kippenberg, Leiden, New York, Con Brill, 1997, pp. 118. The epitome of syncretistic Greco-Egyptian magic, the magical papyri from Egypt. See Hans Dieter Betz edition, the Greek magical papyri in translation, including the Demotic Spells, Chicago and London University of Chicago Press, 1986, and his introduction, pp. 44 ff. On the Talmud's assessment of Egyptian magic, CB Kit 49b, 10 gaps, measure of capacity of witchcraft Kesafim descended to the world. 9 were taken by Egypt and 1 by the rest of the world. See Morton Smith, Jesus the Magician, San Francisco, Harper and Row, 1978, especially pp. 21, 44. See below chapter 5. In Mark chapter 6, verse 3, Jesus is called a carpenter, in Greek ton andra, literary the man, which in this context can only mean the husband. The evangelist Mark, who does not report about Jesus' birth, mentions just in pledging that he has brothers and sisters, in other words, belong to a completely normal family.
Who is again anachronistically called her husband, 119. Martin Heuvel reminds me that Matthew puts the emphasis very much on Joseph, unlike Luke with his emphasis on Mary. If we accept the dating of Matthew about 15-20 years later than Luke, namely between 19 and 100 CE, see Hans-Jürgen Berger of the Cathedra des Mose Rabbinische Theologisches Denken und Antirabbinische Polemik in Matthäus 23, 112, Berlin, Institut Kirche und Judentum, 1990, p. 30 and 155. We might find in Matthew's account of the story of Jesus' birth a response to Jewish reproaches with regard to the doubtful origins of Jesus. Apart, of course, from the Toldat Jesu, which does not belong to the established canon of Rabbinic Judaism. Rabbi Joshua ben Hananiah is famous for these dialogues, and the emperor very often in Had Isadrian, see Moshe David Herr, the historical significance of the dialogues between Jewish and Roman dignitaries. Scripta Hierosolimi Tana 22, 1971, pp. 123-150, which is still useful despite its rather positivistic tendency, B. Berg ik B.
Matthew chapter 5 verse 13. This has been suggested already by Maurice Goedeman, Religionsgeschichtliche Studien, Leipzig, Oscar Leiner, 1976, pp. 89 ff, 136 ff, and Paul Bilderberg, Al-Judische Religionsgesprache, Nathanael 25, 1909, pp. 1330, pp. 33, 50, 66, 80, p. 68, Jozo Herman L. Strack en Paul Bilderberg, Kommentar zum Neuen Testament aus Talmud und Midrash, Volume 1. Das Evangelium nach Matthäus, Munich, Berg, 1922, p. 236. Meyer even did not consider the stories worthy of being included in his Jesus from Nazareth. However, he does discuss them briefly in the sequel Judische Auseinandersetzung mit dem Christentum in der Antike, pp. 106, 108, 116, 118, of course, to reject any correlation with the New Testament, let alone with Jesus.